We now have an I-Team investigation for you. Food trucks are booming in popularity, but the question is, who's watching to make sure the food they serve is safe? Our chief investigative reporter Eric Parker headed to Hartford to find out.
They seem to be popping up everywhere. Food trucks are the trendiest option in cuisine. Woody and Cindy Wood ran a brick-and-mortar restaurant for decades, and since retiring, they've been selling hot dogs from here a few days a week. They say when it comes to food safety, it's actually watched closer when they're on wheels.
I wouldn't say that it's necessarily that different. Obviously, there's, more restrictions when you're vending than there is when you have a brick and mortar, because you have, more space and to have more equipment. So you have to kind of condense an awful lot of equipment into a small space to make sure that you're up to regulations.
The I-Team wanted to know who's watching the food trucks. In Hartford, the answer is Elizabeth Kavanaugh and her team of inspectors.
We are diligent and vigorous about inspecting our food trucks. Many of the same requirements that we have for brick and mortar establishments, we also apply to food service on wheels.
Just like in a restaurant, inspectors make surprise visits at least once a year, if not more often, to check that the food sold from the city's food trucks is safe.
We have a 69-point inspection page, and we want to make sure that the food handlers are handling the food properly, and that if there are any risks, they can be corrected immediately.
It may be a quick way to get lunch, but it's certainly not a quick way to get into business. In Hartford, the application is 16 pages long, full of information they want to know before they'll even consider letting you open a food truck in the capital city.
If all the food can't be prepared on the truck, operators must show that it's made in an inspected commercial kitchen. The vehicles or trailers are also inspected and given an annual sticker that allows them to operate in Hartford.
We have not seen a decrease in our applications in the last 5 years.
And that means more work for your inspectors.
Yes, it's a challenge, but we like it.
Consumers the I-Team spoke with were happy to hear someone's watching, but said, unlike a restaurant, a lot of what happens in a food truck, they can inspect themselves.
For me, it's easier to see what they do. In a restaurant, you can't see what happens behind the scenes. Up here, you can see how they handle the food, how they cook it.
Some of the operators we talked to said Hartford has some of the toughest inspection standards for these trucks, but every health district does them. Just like with restaurant inspections, the reports are available to the public, and in Hartford, the truck operator access to have a copy of their latest inspection ready to give to any customer who wants to see it. With the I-Team, Eric Parker, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.